Hello everyone and welcome to stream. We got this spoopy game we're gonna play today. First stream on here since changing. But this will be interesting. I was trying to find a spoopy game I can play last minute because I forgot to find a game I could download. I will look through because there's so many on sale right now. All the spoopy games. So I will probably look through my wish list later because I do have a few that I do want to play. Spoopy wise, let me check real quick before we go. Because this one's also on Steam or I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it's called, but it's on there too. Not me trying to figure out where's my wish list. If I go here, there we go. If I go to the game section, because I can get the DLC for A Day with Death because we've played it before. Did we play it on YouTube or did I play when I was still on Twitch? I don't remember. But there's that. There's also Zero Escape, but I don't think I'll have enough time to actually get through it. So maybe I'll play it another time. I'm still waiting on that. Little Nightmares 3 is supposed to come out next year. I'm excited to play that. Cause I played 1 and 2. There's also Little Goody Two Shoes, which I haven't played yet either. But it's also not on sale. There's also IB, but I don't know how I feel about playing IB because it's a lot of puzzles, and I don't know if I'd be good at it. Oh, there's this one. It's a 2D RPG maker game. Chloe's Aquarium? Aquarium? I don't know how to say these words. But that game. I remember that's one of the ones I actually wanted to play this year. Yamori Lost in the Dark is the 3rd game, I believe. I played the other 2, so I want to play those. I do want to play those. So we'll see. I might get the Chloe's game because it'd be easier for me to get. Or I can get the DLC for A Day with Death. I don't know what all it entails, like what's different about it, which I should read up on later, but that's for later. Anyway, so this game I know nothing about really, except that Yandere and GL, so or Yuri. So I was like, this sounds nice. And as a yandere myself, I mean, why not? But I already adjusted everything I need to. Let me know if the game is too loud in comparison to me. I know the sound effects will be loud. There isn't an option for sound effects, I think. Yes, not. There's only auto delay. What does auto delay do? But there's music and sound volume, which I put down pretty low because my voice is pretty quiet. Like even if I'm all up in the mic like this, like I normally don't talk that close to the mic, so I talk away from it. I know these will be loud. Sorry about that for your ears. But let me know what other kind of spoopy games you all have that you're like either excited to play or ones that you like replay. I know there's one Ultimate game coming out. I need to check and see when it comes out. I think it's the 10th. RIP 9. I'm so excited for. So that's gonna be my Ultimate game one. But let's start on It Gets So Lonely Here. I was gonna put it on auto, but I feel like it'd go too fast. It's really loud. Let's turn the volume down, down, down. Because the music sound isn't very loud, but the ambient sounds a bit loud, so. Okay. You are running through a forest. It is late. Ooh, I got an achievement. Who knows what might be waiting for you in the forest? You know what? I don't want to know. It is late at night, and the sky is as black as pitch. What? There is nothing to light your way, save for the moon's milky glow. But its rays cannot reach you, not properly. The trees which surround you, jutting out of the earth like eerie monuments to a foreign god, are blotting out most of the light. You cannot see where you are going. Yeah, even the running sound. The only thing I wish was that there was a sound effect one. I thought there would be, but there's not. Because that's loud. Even if you had commenced your flight at a more sensible hour, however, with the light of the sun to aid you, it would be of little use. You do not know where you are going. You have no map, no route, no plan. You are running like a frightened animal, anxious and nervy, with no destination in mind. You have no desire, as you run, save to escape. Ooh, what are we escaping? Said the Yandere. You cannot let yourself be caught. If that were to happen, you are certain that you would be ruined. You have no choice, therefore, but to keep going, on and on and on. Though your feet are screaming at you for mercy. I was like, what? You have no idea how long you have been running. Time has begun to blend together. It has lost all meaning. Something sharp snags at the hem of your skirt, but you do not have the luxury to pause and examine what has happened. Instead, you tug. Your skirt tears, the sound splitting through the forest, and you stumble forwards with a shocked gasp. You are free, but at what cost? Your skirt has been irrevocably damaged. It might be too late to worry about such trivial matters now, though. If you do not start running again, and soon, she will catch you. Then your life will be over. You do not know if she is still following you, but you do not want to risk looking over your shoulder. If you were to see her, silhouette of breath beneath a tree, looking at you with that sickly sweet smile which once ensnared you, you would lose what little nerve you possess. Your legs would lock up and your blood would freeze in your veins. Ooh. Is the Yandere witchy? Witchy Yandere? Okay, so I'm covering some of the screen. Hold on. I wasn't sure if I'd be covering it at all. Let me just... kind of goes all the way over, so let me just... there we go. Gonna have to cut out my little ghosty. Ghosty. Oh, by the way, if you think of... actually, I'm gonna make it a... and I'm going to do it like... I was like, I can't pin it. Oh no. But yeah, if you have any recommendations for the fan name, let me know. Right now, what I'm thinking, I'm considering Boolings, which is a combination of Boo and Darling. Getting Boolings. or something like that. It's also considering darling, just for etc. Just like along those lines. That's what I'm considering. But you have any other extra ones? Let me know. Those are the ones I'm thinking of. I can't think of anything else. My brain go burr. I put all my naming capability into my actual name. But yeah, let me know. Your legs would lock up in your blanket. I remember I already read this. Then you would crumble. You would fall, but you would not hit the ground. She would be there to catch you. Did she not promise when you made the contract you would never be alone? You would like to take back that silly wish of yours, but it is too late for that. It is too late for a lot of things. All you can do is run. Ooh, you're running again. You run and run and run, while icy fog swirls about your feet. It is cold enough to sap the heat from your body, and you shudder from it. You drink more tea. Yes, I made some tea. Even though my tea stream isn't till what, Friday? Friday afternoon. Nice good old tea. If you're wondering what kind of tea I'm drinking right now, Puer. I think it has like chrysanthemum in it too, if I remember correctly. It feels as though you are drowning. It feels as though you are being buried alive. Your knees and your shins, meanwhile, are bleeding. You cannot endure much more of this. But if you value your own life, you must. You run, and you run, and you run, until at long last, you reach a fork in the road. There are 3 paths which split off through the forest. Well, 4 if you count the path down which you came. You cannot exactly double back on yourself, though. Not when you have put so much effort into running forwards. You can only press on. The 3 paths are signposted, which is something of a strange sight, given you are so deep in the forest. Dark though it may be, you have grown accustomed to the shadows. You can just about pick out the writing on this old, dilapidated signpost, curved and slanted though it is. Your fate, if you will forgive me for sounding cliche, is in your hands. Now I wonder, which path will you take? Oh, do we have a choice? Oh no, I didn't save it. Hold on. Hold on, let me save. Not me freaking out. Okay. Go to shore, go to the village, go to the castle. I feel like the shore would kill me. I feel like the village would also kill. What if the village is under this person we're running from? And go to the castle, I'm assuming is where the person's from. I don't think the castle's a good idea either. All these sound terrible. I'm gonna go with the first one, why not? So you want to go to the shore. Good idea. What will you discover there, I wonder? This night is far from over, and there are any number of adventures still awaiting you. It's my boo! Yeah! Hi, Zerg! How are you? Hopefully you're doing better. And you're doing well this Tuesday. I'm like, Tuesday? Yes, it is Tuesday. Yeah, for this month, I'm gonna be streaming spoopy games on Tuesday mornings. So So yeah, on this channel. Yeah. We here. Drink some more tea while I'm at it. Nice tea in the morning. I'm not even doing my tea stream yet, and I'm over here drinking tea. Oops, my thing kind of. You know when you like I don't know if I'm the only one who does this. I twist the end of the tea bag, like with a tag and everything, around the handle of my cup. Cause I was gonna make loose leaf tea, but I didn't have the time because I didn't remember that I didn't make tea until it was almost time for stream, and I was like, oh no. Been sick for the past couple of days. I'm a good pink guy. Oh no, that's no fun. Hopefully you feel better soon. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. We're chilling. I was really tired when I woke up this morning, but I'm all good now. Also, if you have any recommendations for a fan name, let me know. I put up here, I don't know if you can see them, but the ones I'm considering at the moment is what me and Wei came up with. So I came up with Boolings. So it was Boo and Darling put together, or just Darlings. Cut that out. I could also put Loves, or like anything like around that kind of like the kind of wording, or like the kind of meaning, I guess I should say. Those kind of things. That's what I'm thinking of. Cause I feel like that's what a Yandere would call their. Cause I didn't. Originally wasted, what about Target? And I was like, no. Imagine calling you all Targets. That'd be terrible. I mean, I could, but I don't know. I do see them. I have nothing at the moment, but if I think of any, I'll send them your way. Okie dokie, thank you. Yeah, my brain go burst. Like I use all my creativity for my name. After that, I was like, Originally, I was thinking like a combination of my and Darling put together, because that way it can be my and Darling. Or I could just do that in general, just go my darlings. That works too. But I felt like that'd be too long, so I don't know. I wanted it to be a little small, like a little shorter, not too long. Target sound. Oh no, not the targets. Like wants to be a target, all right. But yeah, I'll probably make a poll on X and on YouTube in the community post area, and then I'll combine them together and see which one got more votes. I hope that you have prepared. Oh, by the way, before I continue reading this, it's already in the title, but this is a Yandere Yuri visual novel, or a girl love visual novel, and I don't think I've said it before, but I am pansexual. Like, I don't care about gender or whatever. It's like someone else. I don't care. For me, love is love. Love is love. We don't care about those little things. So that's why I was like, because funny enough, I think it was like middle school or high school was when I was like, I don't know what I am. And one of my friends who was bi was just like, you're probably like bi or pansexual based on how you are. And I was like, let's find out. But yeah, it was a whole journey. Maybe that's a story for another time. Anyway, back to the game. I hope that you have prepared yourself in advance. I do hope, for your sake, that you have learned how to swim. Well, look here, I don't swim. Like, I can, like, doggy paddle, does that count? I don't think that does well in the ocean, though. I think that's really great. I have a sneaking suspicion that this skill might come in handy. Yes, we're going to the shore. Because I have the options between a shore, village, and castle. I picked the shore because I felt like the castle would take us back to where we were, And the village would be bad because there's too many people. So, but now that I think about it, I could have blended in there maybe. Well, hope we don't die. You follow the path which leads to the shore, supporting yourself on wary, aching limbs which feel ready to snap at the knee beneath the burden of your weight. You are a little more than a wisp of a girl, but you have been running for so very long, and your feet are so very numb. You feel like a great lumbering thing. You need to lie down, and quickly. You only hope, as you continue to run, that you will find a means to escape your current predicament by the shore. You do not know what awaits you. You have visions of a harbor extending out to the horizon, cradling a fleet of white-sailed fishing vessels. And surely, there will be a kindly fisherman who will be willing to take you far, far away on his boat, to a place where your pursuer will not be able to find you. You can imagine, too, the face of this kindly fisherman, a face you have lifted from the fairy tales you read in abundance as a small child. He will have thick, bushy eyebrows and a dark brown beard, shaded through with gray. He will look intimidating at a glance, but he will be fiercely protective of you, just like a father. You do not know what fathers are supposed to be like. Oh, hidden me in the fields. You're only imagining. It is your imagination, however, which grants you the strength needed to keep going. You run to the shore. It takes some time before you finally emerge from the woods, but finally, you do it. How much time, you ask? I cannot answer that. Did I not say that time had begun to lose all its meaning? The forest is behind you now, at least, and all the awful nightmares that lurk within it. It is still cold, though, and still foggy. It is still dark, too. The sun has yet to rise. You can see the moon more clearly now, as it hangs above your head, round as any pearl, or orb, or crystal ball. The moonlight shines down upon the richest cliffs, which plummet sharply downwards to an array of sharp, spiky rocks below. You felt upon escaping the woods a degree of hope, but the sight of these weather-blessed cliffs gives you pause. Aw, am I gonna fall? Please no. You inhale. Then you frown. Now what are you to do? You did not think this plan of yours through very well. I did not. Not that you had much in the way of a plan in the first place. There is little in the way of civilization here. The cliffs are far from the village. How far you do not know. And you cannot see any houses. Caesar understands target. Okay. Look. I'll make it part of the poll. I'll make a poll. I'll add it. Hide away. I'll beat away. I know you said you were hungry earlier. It beat away. But yeah, it seems like it'd be an interesting name. Because I was originally thinking along the lines of target and victim, but I didn't want to put victim because I felt like that might be triggering for people, so I didn't want to say that. So I was like, no. I mean, I am a yandere, but I don't want to be getting in trouble with YouTube. I'm still hungry. Man, see, you should have listened to me and brought some of the bread. So I made this bread thingy in our little loaf pan thing that we have with protein powder. It's like this protein mix you get from the store. I forgot what brand it is, but it's like our usual like go-to. You can use it to make like pancakes and muffins and stuff. But I made like little bread with it. Target, no. People think I'm talking about the store, Target. Target should be fine, I think. The victim is not. But yeah, I made this little like bread thingy, and I put like cinnamon, nutmeg, and bananas and vanilla extract in it. And it tasted straight up just like banana bread. I was like, ayy. That wasn't what I was going for, but ayy. Kodiak, yeah, that's a brand. That's pretty good, so that's my go-to like protein thing. Because I don't necessarily eat enough protein like meat-wise, so I try to get it through like stuff like that. So I add it onto it. But anyway, we're trying to figure out if we can, you know, get into the shore without, you know, falling on the spiky rocks below. I didn't think about this. I thought we were going to like a beach, okay? Where exactly will you rest your weary head? And what of your weary legs? Fitfully you look around. There's nobody to your east, nor is there anybody to your west. There is no point in looking south. That's the way you came. And when you look at the north, the world falls away from you. The cliffs are too steep to scale, and it is too dark. Naturally, there is not a soul here to help you. You are on your own. You feel so overwhelmed, you could very well cry. You do not cry, however. You know that tears have never helped anyone. Ooh, we love a strong main character. Yes, let's go. Yes. You got yourself into this mess. Now you need to get yourself out of it. It is with this thought in mind that you inhale a lungful of salty oceanic air. Ocean air! Then you begin your exploration in earnest. You keep away from the edge of the cliffs, afraid that you might slip and take a sudden, unfortunate tumble into the abyss below. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was like, I don't want to fall. Yeah. You are not as attached to your mortal body as some humans are, but you do not wish to die. You still care of yourself, if only a little. And it is this sense of self-preservation which compels you onwards. You glance this way and that, depressing the tall grass beneath your shoes, as you search for a place of shelter. Surely there must be somewhere. You cannot see any likely-looking settlements, but what is that over yonder? Could that be a roof? Ooh, shelter! You hurry onwards, hope budding anew in your heart, until at long last you reach your destination. There's a house, after all, out here in the wilds, though it doesn't, at glance, look very welcoming. It's also kind of sus. The solitary house that you have discovered, not so far from the cliffs, is rather remarkable. It is so small and squat, you cannot imagine it contains within it more than one floor. You cannot even imagine that it contains much more than one room. Though it is dark, it is not dark enough to mask that cottage has something of a slant to it. That reminds me of my apartment. My apartment's kind of slanted, so it's like everything's kind of slanted. Like I'll like roll one of the cat's toys, and it will come right back to me, and I'm like, oh well. It is leaning listlessly to one side like a drunken sailor. The thatched roof, meanwhile, which tops this dwelling, has certainly seen better days. There is a hole in that thatch. There are several holes, in fact, and parts of it look particularly bare, almost bald. Oh, it's balding! That is rather concerning. Should it rain, you will not be properly protected from the elements. Can you really stay the night in such a place? You have some misgivings. But do your misgivings matter, really, when there is nowhere else to go? It is not as though you have any other options. It is with a sense of defeat, therefore, that you approach the cottage, which sticks out of the earth like a tombstone. Oh, I don't like that we call it a tombstone. Part of you wants to turn back, but you know that would be foolish. The windows of the cottage are dark, but that does not necessarily mean it is empty. It is rather late at night, after all. Whoever lives here, if needed, anybody does live here, might be asleep. You cannot imagine the owners of this cottage will appreciate being roused so late at night. You cannot let yourself worry too much about these small details, however. Otherwise, you will never get anywhere. You swallow. The taste of the salty sea breeze is pungent in the back of your nostrils. You rub your knuckles on your right fist on the door. You rap quietly at first, but you do not hear any resultant shuffling inside the cottage. Perhaps you did not use enough strength. Emboldened, you rap your knuckles on the door for a second time, more loudly this time. You wait a few moments, but still, you cannot hear anything. Perhaps the cottage is unoccupied after all. You knock for a third time, then wait. The third time is, as they say, the charm, but for all that, your knocking goes unanswered. Well, nobody can say that you did not try. More intrigued now than anxious, your fingers find the handle of the door. You pull it down and, to your surprise, it yields easily. The door swings back for you, as if by magic. It feels almost as if this was preordained. You step foot inside the cottage, which is very dark, and glance around. It is hard to see, given the lateness of the hour, when the cottage's interior is about as inspiring as its exterior. Which is to say, not very. It is every bit as small and as cramped as you fancied when you observed it from the outside. There are a few cupboards which line the walls, a wood fire which has since been extinguished, and a straw pallet on the floor which must function as a bed. I don't know. This seems super sus to me. Okay. The tea is so nice. I don't want to make another cup because I feel like I might be super awake if I do. I don't want to be extremely awake. So I am indeed awake, but not that awake. Your search is unsuccessful, however, when it comes to trying to locate other humans. You cannot find another soul. Surely, that is to your benefit, though. If nobody lives here, then you might as well make yourself at home. Or as at home as you can be, I suppose. In a small, cramped cottage such as this, with holes in the roof. I will say in the walls, like, well, there might be holes in the wall. You close the door behind you, then approach the straw pallet. All of a sudden, you feel incredibly weary. The tiredness that ails your limbs is absolute. So intense, it overcomes the last of your concerns. You settle down upon the straw pallet, yawning as you do. It is not comfortable, but being able to lie down eases some of your aches and pains. This is very, very true. That's literally like me after I'm done working out. I'm like, oh my god. Lying down, even on an uncomfortable makeshift bed, such as this one, is better than standing. It is far, far better than running. Your eyes fall shut, your lashes melting together, and soothed by the sounds of the wind and the distant rolling of the waves, you fall asleep. Then you begin to dream. It is not uncommon, of course, to dream. The best and the worst of us do it. From queens in their castles to peasants sleeping in the straw. Why? Who is to say that all you have observed tonight has not, in a sense, been a dream of its own? Would that make your nighttime fancies, then, a dream inside a dream? Perhaps our dreams are empty, hollow things stacked inside one another, like little wooden dolls. Is that not a whimsical thought? How very droll. Droll? Droll. I was gonna say drool. I was like, wait. Your dreams, however, cannot be called whimsical, and neither are they particularly droll. Like, giving me this word. I'm going to Google it real quick. It bothers me. Cause normally I can like sound out a word and be like, okay. It is droll. Okay. So I was right. Ha! I was like, it can't be drool, because drool is what, two O's? So I was like, it has to be droll. But I was like, I've never heard of said word. Okay, let me put this back. They are not pure fabrications, as dreams sometimes are, fleeting fancies which can never come to pass. Your dreams are of a rather more pretentious sort. In your dreams, you are at the conservatory with your red hair tied back into prim, proper braid. Ooh, we're a redhead. Let's go. Redhead. I also have braids, but not two braids. I have mini braids. Like, let me see. Can oh yeah, for everyone who hasn't seen my stuff yet, this is my PNG right now. Because my model isn't rigged yet. I have to find a rigger, because I originally was gonna rig it myself, but I was struggling. I was struggling, so I was like, I'm gonna calm someone to rig it instead. I already have someone in mind. I just have to wait until like sometime next year, which I'm thinking like February or March. I'll probably calm them, and it'll take like 2 to 3 months, give or take. But yeah, let me move myself back. I'm like, I can't see the text. There we go. Yeah, I have mini braids. Mini braids. I did not click back on the game. Help! You're walking through the courtyard, clutching your books to your chest as you make your way to the library. Your head is bowed, so as not to look at the faces of your passing classmates. You do not want to meet their eyes. These girls, with their sensible braids and their sensible shoes, are merciless. You hunch your shoulders together in this dream of yours, so as not to draw their attention, but alas! It is not enough. You stumble, clumsy thing that you are. How did you know? And you fall, and just like that, all eyes are upon you. No, that's like the worst. No. Ah. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me open my water. My water's like super creaky, I guess, to describe it. So I'm gonna mute real quick. Okay, better. Okay, that's better. They are staring at you. They are laughing at you. No, not this kind of dream. You lay there on the ground by the fountain, your books scattered and your skirt in a woeful state of disarray. Your knee is hurt. Is it bleeding? You examine your injured leg, trying not to cry, and as this transpires, you hear a voice. One of your classmates is calling out to you. She has acknowledged you. You look up shyly, and tears beating in your eyes, as a girl taller than you and prettier and much more refined. I'm okay. Much more defined. Imagine. Defined. She extends her hand towards you. Does she mean to help you? It cannot hurt to try, can it? Hesitantly, you reach out to accept her offered aid. Her fingers curl around yours tightly. I can read now. I think the caffeine's finally hitting me because I'm talking faster and I'm like stumbling. That's why I said I can't have another cup of tea because then I'll be like, and yours tightly, perhaps too tightly. Oh. What if I'm into it? Her nails dig into your skin. It hurts. Deftly, the girl pulls you to your feet. Your legs feel weak from your fall, and your knee is still aching, still bleeding. You stumble, feeling out of sorts, but you are not afforded much of an opportunity to gather your bearings. The girl's hands are on your shoulders. She is laughing at you. Eh? I thought she was helping me. What the? Excuse me? Hello? Then she is pushing you. How dare! The sound of the fountain and the running water which drums against its basin is, all of a sudden, very loud. Did she push me in that fountain? Girl. It is overwhelming. It surrounds you. Then, it engulfs you. It is cold as ice. You cannot breathe. The rushing of the water continues, echoing in your eardrums, over and over, and then, no. You do not want to remember this. What good will it do? It is in the past, where the past ought to remain. Yes, this is very true. The past is the past, so leave it in the past. Exactly. You can only keep going forward because time keeps going forward, it doesn't go back. You're never going to go back, not even in your dreams. It is this determination which forces you back into the world of the waking with a start. You gasp like a fish as you sit upright, your eyes unnaturally wide. You feel wearied from a lack of sleep, and with half-lit eyes, you glance about. It is still dark inside your cottage. The sky visible from beyond the window splashed, still with stars. How long were you asleep? You are not sure. Your dream was so very detailed. It really did feel that you had been transported into a different time, into a different place. You inhale, you can taste rank, fermented water in your mouth. Huh? What? What do you mean? What happened? Tentatively, you pat yourself down, your fingers trailing against the front of your uniform. So vivid was your dream, you half expect to find your clothes are damp. Oh, did she just sweat through her clothes? That's not the case, however. You are, in fact, perfectly dry. Okay. I was about to say, I'm like, what just happened? Well now, what are you going to do? Will you go back to sleep? That sounds like the best option available to you. You are very tired, but your senses feel too overwrought all of a sudden for sleep. You do not think you can bear it. On unsteady legs, you rise to your feet, then stand by the window. You look out to the starry sky and to the pitted moon which hangs amongst them, and you frown. You can hear the wind outdoors, howling like an injured animal, and, more softly, the ebb and flow of the waves as they meet the cliffs. But that is not all. What is that sound? Why, it is almost like singing. Singing? Huh? There should... is this house haunted? I don't like it here. The voice is far away, enough that you cannot pick out any individual words, nor even the individual syllables, but there is a haunting quality to it all. The singer, whoever they are, possesses quite the pretty voice, high and clear like a bell. The song is a melancholy one which stirs your heart. Curiosity takes root inside you, and as it did during the fateful day you found that book in the library. Logically, you know you should not go outdoors to seek the source of that singing, but emotionally, that's another matter altogether. Oh no, it's like a siren! You really should have learned your lesson by now. You should know better than to go sticking your nose into business which does not concern you. But naughty little girls, such as you, never do learn. Not them calling us naughty, you know. Whatever do you mean? No, I'm totally not naughty. I'm just a yandere. I mean, you cross the old fisherman's cottage, as though in a dream. Then reach for the handle of the door. The handle depresses easily enough beneath your grasping fingers, and the door opens with a click. The rest of the world yawns before you, framed in the doorway, all of it bathed in moonlight. You thought it was cold inside the old cottage, but it is colder still now that the door is open. An unpleasant wind rushes forth to meet you, knifing mercilessly through the fabric of your uniform. You look across the cold, inhospitable landscape, your fingers clenched into fists at your side. Then, you step out into the unknown. You can pass the cliff face, led by nothing more than that luxurious singing. So haunting and ethereal is this voice, as it hangs on the breeze. It would be enough to send 1,000 ships off to war. You keep walking into the night until you reach the very edge of the cliffs, where they drop downwards into empty air. You ought not to go any further, but the voice has yet to cease. You can still hear it, echoing inside your head. It compels you to act. You look down at the shore, which seems like a dizzying distance away, then out to the ocean, which is breaking against the scattered rocks below. Your eyes narrow with determination. Then you take a step towards the cliff. Why am I going towards the cliff? Hello? No, you don't want to go towards the cliff. What if I was right and it's like a siren? Luring you to your death. These cliffs are steep, and the rocks below them are sharp. You can see them glistening in the darkness, their tips jagged like the teeth of a hungry predator. The cold wind blows, rocking your hair, and you shudder from it. Your shoes were not built for scaling cliffs. Do they make cliff shoes? Question mark? And your heels do not have much in the way of purchase, particularly not when the cliffs are so steep. Clinging to the cliffs is no small feat, yet you are determined to ease yourself down onto the shore, in one piece, preferably. Yeah, please, let me not be broken, thank you. The wind is so powerful, it feels as though there is something deliberately malice to it. You wonder, during your descent, if it means to knock you off your perch on purpose, to cast you down to the rocks below. That might be the purpose. Mayhaps. Well, if that is what it wants, then you refuse to give it the satisfaction. You can be awfully stubborn at times, and now is one of them. You continue to climb. How long have you been at it now? Until, at long last, your feet meet the shoreline below. Oh, we didn't get broken. Good job. Let's go. No, it's pretty down here. You made it, and you did not sustain too many injuries. Your palms are throbbing, yes, after gripping those rocks, and you might have a few cuts, but your wounds are of a shallow and superficial sort. Things could have been worse. Very, Very true. Things could have been much worse. You flex your fingers. They feel uncomfortably numb and cold alongside it. Your skin is prickling, but at least you can still feel discomfort. At least it is still attached to your bones, where it ought to be. Your vital organs concealed within the hollow cavity of your body. You have a lot to be thankful for. This night has, by and large, been quite successful. There are no longer any obstacles between you and the mysterious voice which lulled your whoa, wait a minute. I forgot we were going down to the voice. I don't like this. And the mysterious voice which lulled you outdoors. Now you must find them. Oh no. I don't. Weren't we previously running from someone? I don't think we should go finding a mysterious voice. That's not on my to-do list. My to-do list is to go back to sleep. You set off down the shore on the hunt of the singing voice, which has captivated you so. You sidestep sharp, jagged rocks, which just out of the sand like teeth. The rocks which cannot be circumnavigated. Meanwhile, you clamber over. And as I drink more water... Not me spilling water on my desk mat. Luckily, it wasn't near any electrics. And it wasn't on me, so it's okay. Yep, there we go. Okay, there we go. I click it back on the game. All the while, the sound of the sea mingles with that of the singing. It provides an actual haunting backdrop to your exploration. One which further adds to the surreality of your moonlit stroll. It looks like it's not very moonlit anymore. It looks like the sun is rising. The waves lap against the shore, then recede shyly, pushed and pulled by the bleached white moon, which hangs overhead. The oceans that you have seen in your library books were all blue as sapphires, but this ocean is different. In a so late at night, it looks black instead. The undulating surface of the water reminds you of a mirror. Those depths are even deeper and much more mysterious. A sense of foreboding settles upon you, but you try to quash it. You do not let yourself be afraid. Ooh, a new thing. You stumble upon a scene plucked from a storybook. Ooh. Interesting. So it's a mermaid. Technically a siren. You're around the corner, your feet unsteady in their sensible brown shoes, and then, at long last, you see her. There is a woman sitting upon a rock out in the ocean. The woman's eyes are closed and her lips are parted, her expression soulful. She is singing. Her hair, which is fair, flutters around her face like a shroud, which adds to her otherworldly aura. Her eyes might be closed, but her lashes are long and luxuriant, like a doll's. Her lips, meanwhile, which are parted in song, are soft, like the freshly plucked petals of a flower. How would I know they're soft if I'm not touching them? Her face is perfect, as are her proportions. Her neck is tall and slender, like the stem of a flower. As for the lower half of her body, meanwhile, well, it is nothing like anything you have ever seen before. It is here, and here alone, and the woman betrays your narrow human definitions of beauty, for her legs are non-existent. Rather than two awkward appendages, This woman has, instead, this sleek, shimmering tail of a fish. Is she not, then, a human? She cannot be, not with a tail like that. This unusual sight makes you gasp, and quite audibly at it. Oh no, we ruined her singing! You do not mean to be rude, but you cannot help yourself. Humans tend to react poorly to things they do not understand. This is true. At least you do not scream. That would be even ruder. Indeed it would. Oh my. You meant to observe the mermaid from a distance, but it would appear that your shocked gasp was loud enough to attract her attention. The fish-tailed vision sitting upon the rock is looking at you. Her gaze is so piercing. I thought I was gonna sneeze, but it didn't happen. I was like, Her gaze is so piercing, it feels almost as if she is looking through you. Your heart seems to stop inside your chest, as if by some manner of magical spell. You thought the mermaid pretty when you first observed her, sitting on that outcrop of a rock, her face turned in profile. Now she's looking at you. However, you can see that you were mistaken. She is not just pretty. She's beautiful, so much so, it is almost unnerving. She is very pretty, yes. She looks as though she has stepped out of the pages of a picture book. She is simply too perfect to belong to this world. Perhaps she is some kind of vision, a waking dream, a hallucination. But no, she is none of those things. Her tail might be an impossible thing, but its scales look slick and wet regardless, like those of any fishes one might find on a market. Can we now put her on a market? Thanks. I know she has fish tail and it reminds me of fish, but those scales are indecent and bathed beneath the light of the moon. They seem almost to glow. The sight of her rather takes your breath away. You look at the mermaid. She looks back at you. You prepare yourself, expecting some sort of altercation. It's a jabu! Jabu! Yes, it is my boo, and there is a jabu. How is a jaju today? Hopefully doing okie dokie. And work's going okie. We're playing a Yandere Yuri visual novel today. I found it by chance and I was trying to figure out what to stream today. Last week I was like, what should I want to play a spoopy game, but what spoopy game? So I found this and I was like, ooh, I've never heard of this, so I want to play it. Hopefully everyone's Spooktober is going well. The surprise soon fades from the mermaid's face. Her lips, which once were pursed in a frown, now shift upwards. She is smiling. Then she says in a refined sort of voice, my, it really is good to see a human again, particularly a human girl. A good work from home. Ooh, work from home, let's go. We love a good work from home. Wade always wishes he could work from home. Which reminds me, I don't know if I can do it here. No, I have to do it in my other thing later. It will. I was like, I can't mod you from here. I'll have to do it later when I'm on the studio. But yeah, work from home. Let's go. That's always fun. Or I need to click back on the game. I finally have my other screen, so I'm like struggling to go between the screens. Let's see, where were we? I already read this. I was beginning to fear that your kind had all disappeared, and I would no longer have anybody left to tell me of the world above the waters. Aha. My, this is quite the effusive greeting. The mermaid's introductory speech is positively brimming with excitement of a sweet, girlish variety. Alright. No worries is good. Lunch, break time. Ayy, lunchtime. What's for lunch today? I'll probably have like yogurt or something later. Cause I ate a little protein bread thingy earlier. Cause I was gonna do stream without eating anything, but then I got hungry, so I ate something. It was literally like 10 minutes about to stream, and I was like, my hungies must eat foods. She is rather more applicable than the fine polish of her syllables would make one suggest. You might be a well-bred lady yourself, with an accent to match, but you cannot help but feel overwhelmed. Oh, I'm supposed to have an accent. Shh. No, I don't. Anxiously, you observe the mermaid and you ask her what she means. What happened? As to that, I am afraid I cannot say. I have been sitting on these rocks and singing for many, many nights, but nobody has come to see me. There have been no lovely humans for me to play with. No, not her saying to play with. I'm running, bye. I was beginning to wonder whether your kind had disappeared altogether. I feared some manner of calamity had occurred while I was slumbering beneath the water's surface, and your kind had been eradicated. Imagine. The only ones left are like mermaids and stuff. Humans gone. You shudder, and then reassure the mermaid to the contrary. You don't know about the humans that she used to speak with, but you, at least, have not been eradicated. Of course, I am right here. Hello. You are still here. Yes, well, I can see that. The mermaid answers with a light laugh. It really is a relief. My fellow merpeople who live beneath the water told me not to worry, not to worry so, but I could not help myself. I have always been fond of you humans. It was rather sobering, sitting here night after night, all on my own. Yeah, it kind of sucks to be all on your own. Oh yeah, also, I can't see it because I forgot to change my alert box to this channel versus my ASMR channel. Because I have my alerts for my ASMR one on, but I don't have the ones for this channel because me forgets. I'll have to do that before the Friday night stream, which I'm having here. So yeah. But yeah, I don't have my alerts on. But I Stream Element should tell me in chat, but sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know. Ooh, where do you play this? You can find it on Steam, I believe. Cause I'm playing it on Steam. It's a pretty interesting game so far. I think I'm barely into it though. I don't know how long the game is supposed to be though. But hi, Himari. Hi. But yes, it is a free game on Steam, so if you want to play, there it be. No problem, no problem. Hopefully you enjoy playing the game, if you do end up playing it. The visuals are very pretty. And I like the music so far too, so I am enjoying it. It gets so lonely here. Oh, title drop. Now, that is an interesting turn of phrase. It catches inside your head like a burr. Like a burr? Burr? Bear? I'll make note of it. Yeah, it's an interesting game. I was trying to find something to play for Spooktober, and I found this, and I was like, ooh, I've never heard of it, so I wanted to play. Also, I mean, Yandere and Yuri put together, I'm like, ooh, give it to me. Give me game. heard before? So, dear human, did you say that you are unfamiliar with these parts? Hesitantly, you examine the mermaid. Thoughtlessly, thoughtless though you might be at times, if only you knew, you are not so very self-centered that you cannot detect the note of longing in the mermaid's voice. Ooh. It is evident as she looks at you, that she is hoping for a particular answer to her query. This answer, alas, is not one that you can furnish her with. You do not want to lie to her. It is after some hesitation, therefore, that you reaffirm your earlier words, though this time you embellish them. You tell the mermaid that you are a traveler from a far-off land, one which is very dissimilar to this one. It is not a complete fabrication. You tell her that you have only just arrived by the shore, and you are unfamiliar both with your immediate surroundings and those further afield. Near the village nearby, then you have never set foot in. You do not know what this village is like, nor how many inhabitants it boasts. I just didn't want to get stuck in there when it was just like, oh, do you want to go to the shore or do you want to go to the village or the castle? And I'm like, I feel like I'm trying to run away from the castle area, so I'm not going to go that way. And the village might not be a good place to go to. For some reason, I was thinking like they're like either like a cult or they're going to sacrifice you or something. So I was like, no. I'm trying to think in horror terms. But if she fears all the humans, all the humans within the immediate vicinity have been laid low by some mysterious lady, then she needn't worry overly on that score. You are still alive. Are you not, you wonder, enough to say, I think I'll be fine, like, but who knows? I'm only one human. Maybe she wants more people to talk to, you know? Enough to sedate her curiosity with the human realm. Yes, that is true. You are here. I am grateful, naturally, for your company. Although, wistfully, the mermaid sighs. I was rather hoping you might be able to bring me some news of the nearby village, of its inhabitants. Oh. She gonna eat them! This makes you wonder, was there a particular person from this village she was close to? So you were able to work that much out, the mermaid answers, with a small smile. You're an intelligent one, aren't you? Your past professors would beg to differ. Why is it adding me? Look here, game. You're always awful when it came to academics. Mathematics, Why? Why do you know this? I was terrible in school, especially math. Math and science I was terrible at. Mathematics in particular. You could never get your head around all the numbers. That is true. Numbers confused me. Your stern, stony-faced math professors used to despair in you. But she is not here. None of them are here. It is just you, now, and the mermaid. And she does not need to know about your dismissal academic record. No, she does not. Please. You allow yourself a small smile, touched by her compliment, and tell her that it was nothing more than a lucky guess. For I guess it was remarkably accurate. You're quite right. I did have a close friend from the nearby village. She was very dear to me. Internally, you congratulate yourself on this piece of detective work. Dun 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 dun! How very clever you are. There are many humans in this world. Of that, I know. The human who spoke with me, however, was special. She was my human. Oh, here come the Yandere-ness. do not fail to catch the possessive note in the mermaid's voice. And I cherished her dearly. She would come to me on my rock late at night when she was finished with her chores, and we would talk. I asked her a good number of questions about the human realm and about her customs. I fear my endless inquiries must have been rather tedious, but she was always happy to indulge me. She never once scorned me for my ignorance, and neither did she make me feel like a fool. She always made time for me, no matter how many demands she had on her time. She was a farmer's daughter, and she was awfully busy from dawn until dusk, threshing hay and taking the animals out to pasture. She told me of her work, and I marveled at her. Slender though she was, she possessed a truly tremendous amount of strength. I, who have lived in the ocean all of my life, could not countenance working as hard as she did, but she bore her burdens without complaining. She was not the prettiest human who has walked the earth, but that mattered not to me. Her conversation was engaging, and I knew through our continued encounters that she meant no ill will. She did not have even a single drop of malice in her heart. The wistful manner in which the mermaid speaks of her friend makes you feel for a few brief moments, a flicker of some ugly, primordial emotion. What? I did not get that when I was reading it, but okay. That was it. Could it be jealousy? Is it painful? It is painful, isn't it? To hear others wax poetic about those they hold dear, particularly when you yourself have never been regarded in so intimate a manner. You have, for many, many years, been woefully alone. Oh no, it is so lonely here. No. You are not alone now. You are with the mermaid, and she is with you. And though she might prefer to be in the company of an industrious farmhand, the farmhand is not here. Where did she go? Oh, if only I knew. She quite simply disappeared one day, almost as if she had been whisked away by a wicked spirit. That seems like quite the anticlimactic ending for such a close relationship. Did the farmhand not tell her companion beforehand that she might one day disappear? She did not. Nothing of the sort happened. It was all very sudden. So, you ask, feeling affronted upon the mermaid's behalf, did she not give you any warning? Not a single one. And when you ask, did she disappear? I do not know in truth. Time is a strange concept to beings such as myself, particularly as it seems to ebb and flow differently above and below the surface. You humans have a strange compulsion to pin down and to place labels upon everything. You have names for your seasons and for your months and even for your days of the week. I mean, it does keep things organized though. Otherwise, everything just kind of blurs together. I mean, like so one thing I really like that I do is I have this little like calendar thing that I put important things in on my table. Because if I don't do that, I'm not gonna remember what day it is. Because every day, like one of the things I like to do is like I get up, I make tea or I get some water, right? And then I look in that booklet and be like, oh, what do I need to do for this week? And if there's nothing in there, I'll be like, that can't be right. I can't have nothing to do. I'm a very organized person because if I'm not, I won't even remember what day it is. It is all very precise. We merfolk, however, do not bother with such affairs Perhaps because we live for so much longer than you humans do. Yeah, that makes sense. We have no need to obsessively document our days, now when we have so many of them at our disposal. This curious remark catches your attention. How long exactly do mermaids live for? The mermaid does not look much older than you do, but you cannot help but wonder. Okay, I will be right back. I realized I didn't make a BRB scene. Well, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I'm in more water and I slammed to my desk now. I'm trying to get used to having an L-shaped desk and I am not. But yeah. I keep spilling my water, help. Okay, where were we at again? Oh, the mermaid does not look much older than you do, but you cannot help but wonder. Move my mic a little bit. There we go. My, nosy, aren't we? The mermaid asks, and she blushes, she laughs, a soft tinkling sound, like that of a bell, which makes you blush. Are you being nosy? Perhaps you were. You have always had a thirst for knowledge. Yeah, thirst. Not of the dry, dusty, academic variety, but of stories peopled with strange persons. Literature was the only subject you're ever any good at. Oh, look here, why is it adding me? I was only really good at like literature and like English. I was okay with algebra. Algebra actually made sense to me, surprisingly. But that's it. Like history and like English, literature, and all that stuff I was okay with. Again, it is hard for me to quantify, but to put it in terms a human like you can understand, I suppose we mermaids can live for centuries. Oh, centuries! Holy. Same. Centuries? That is quite the surprise. But perhaps it shouldn't be. You have been subject to any number of surprises tonight. What is one more to add to the pile? I have not been waiting quite that long, however, for my friend to return to me. I think it has been but a few seasons. A few seasons? Okay. It might not sound like much, but never never before. As my voice dies. Okay. I probably didn't drink enough water today. I thought I drank enough before stream. I did not. I was like, as my voice dies, no. Actually, I should put my water over here so it's on the other side of me. It's easier to get to, and I don't spill it on myself. Never before have I been so aware of the passage of time. I have experienced any number of wants during my life, but I have never wanted anything quite as badly as I want to see her. I wish she could sit with me, and we could talk, and she could talk to me just one more time. But perhaps I am asking for an impossibility. I have been waiting for long enough now to presume that she will not be returning to me. Aw, what if she's dead? That's depressing. I fear that something must have happened to her, or to her family, or perhaps to her whole village. You can hear the worry throbbing in the mermaid's voice, so potent that, for a few moments, you swear you can feel the depths of her sorrow within your own breast. Her sadness over this human girl is a deep, dark thing, almost fathomless. You cannot let yourself indulge it for too long. Otherwise, you fear you might drown in it. Ruefully, you tell the mermaid once more that you cannot help her. You're only a traveler after all. What do you know of a single, insignificant farmhand in a nearby village? Yes, I thought you might say that. It is quite unfortunate, but oh well. I ought not to reflect upon all that I am missing. That would be churlish of me. It would not be fair to you either. You do not approach me, I am sure, with the hope of hearing about all my woes. I should be grateful instead, for all it is that I do have. I still have my long, long life, which stretches before me like a golden cord. And, of course, I have you now. Oh no. I know, now she's moved on to us. Oh no. Does she? Do I not? I have to go soon, before my absence is noticed. But will you not come and visit me again tomorrow night? I think I would like that. I always enjoy speaking to humans. They make me feel less alone. You cannot help but feel, as the mermaid observes you, with those enchanting eyes of hers, that she does not truly wish to speak to you for your sake. She wants to use you, instead, as a substitute for the farmhand that she has been missing so very ardently. The thought stings, though you really ought to be used to it. No, don't get used to that. Hello? You're not a replacement. No, you're your own person. And still, to be held in lower esteem than a farmhand of all things. It makes your self-esteem sting. You're trying to let the mermaid notice this, though. The woes of your past are not her fault, much as the woes of her past are not yours. It is silly, in any case, to be jealous of a girl who might very well be dead. Oh, look, what I said earlier. That is what you tell yourself. It is the only way to prop up your bruised sense of self-worth. You would, you tell the mermaid after a pause, like to see her again. You would like that very much. Oh, thank you. I've been feeling very gloomy for quite some time, but seeing you has invigorated me. Finally, it feels as though I can smile again. Did she not smile, you wonder, after her friend disappeared? I did not, no. I did not have the heart. Without her, the world seemed very dull and drab. Your company has cheered me immensely. This is why I like humans so much. You're not callous and unfeeling, like the merfolk who live beneath the water's surface. Oh, they're supposed to be basically emotionless, I guess? Interesting. Because usually in I think folklore, mermaids are basically unfeeling. But in and cartoons, they're always like super happy. I wonder why they did that. No idea. You're much kinder than they are. Oh, if only she knew. A merbooba. Yes, indeed. And the mermaid was aware, I wonder, of how petty you are and how jealous. Will she still care for you? Well, that is neither here nor there. Is it though? You agree to meet with the mermaid come sundown the following night. Then make your slow, stumbling way back up the cliffs. Then to the cottage you have purloined as your own. Once indoors, you settle down upon your pallet, and then you close your eyes. The sighing of the wind outside and the distant rollings of the waves against the rocks do not disturb you. I'm trying to clean some stuff off my mic cover real quick. Keeps touching my face. Okay. You feel after your midnight encounter of a marish kind quite at ease. Perhaps prematurely so. No, don't say that. What happened to the icy fear which prompted your frantic flight through the forest? Where has all that gone? Do you think you're being a bit complacent? No? Oh well. You will. A what? Excuse me. What do you mean? Oh well, I will. Look here, game. The following morning, when it arrives, it is cloudy and overcast. It is not a particularly pleasant morning, but at least it is not raining. That is some small consolation. And yeah, how's mine? Mine is good. Mine is good. I was sleepy, but now I am hyperactive. Help. After the caffeine from the tea set in, I was talking super fast, and I'm like, I cannot read this. Let me try to slow down. That's like usually if I play visual novels, I try not to drink caffeine, because otherwise I go. I already talk fast to begin with, so I'm like, But I am the good. I am the good. I think the caffeine is starting to go out of me. I'm starting to feel sleepy again. Because I'm drowning in water. Which I need to get more water later. I'm almost done with this. You rise from your straw pallet, stretching, then glance about the interior of the fisherman's cottage. It looks dissipated. Oh, dilapidated. Dilapidated at last night, when much of it was obscured by the shadows but it looks even more so when subject to the morning's light. Good thing about working remotely, Nikkei in the background, lol. Yeah, like whenever Wei works from home, he plays Apex. Because for his job, he necessarily, like, after he's done with like whatever things he needs to do, after that he just waits to see if he's needed, and if he's not, he's just playing Apex. I'm like, wow. There's a broken pottery stone upon the ground, and the singular wooden chair, which once I did that way too fast, much too fast. My bad. Can I go back to it? No. 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 Oh, I can go back. Nice. Yeah, there we go. Chair tippet must have been stood by a singular wooden table and is lying on the ground. The doors, the cupboards, meanwhile, are ajar. The shelves within despairingly bare. Well, a quick search reveals a handful of edibles, but there is precious little to be getting on with. If you wish to live here comfortably, you will have to look into foraging. We're living off the land. Bruh, sweating at work, right? Sweaty benda. You ate very little last night, and your stomach is empty. It was the malcontented rumblings of your stomach, and in actual fact, which roused you from your slumber. But your body seems to be very far away indeed, much like the gray clouds which choke the sky. You're not thinking of your own physical discomfort. You're dwelling instead upon the events of the night prior. You cannot help but think of the mermaid. Did you truly meet an aquatic maiden last night during your nightly stroll when you could not sleep? Or was it a dream? It sounds unreal, especially now that the sun has risen and the shadows from the night prior have dispersed. You cannot quite believe it. It must have been a dream. But why, then, can you recall it so clearly? You help yourself to scant food and drink available to you, all the while thinking of your next course of action. Now what are you to do? You plan, of course, to return to the shore come nightfall, so you might once again see the mermaid. But the night will not arrive for quite some time. You need to find some means of keeping yourself occupied until then. The uninspiring interior of the cottage does not furnish you with any particular ideas, so you decide to go for a walk. Your soul still aches after your excursions last night, but if you go slowly, you ought to be alright. That's what you hope, at least. You don't want to spend much longer than you have to in the fisherman's cottage, no matter how cold it might be outdoors. It almost as cold inside as it is out, and in any case, the cottage is far too small. You leave the cottage behind you and set off. You do not know where exactly you are going, but you suppose it does not overly matter. You don't have any particular destination in mind. Your meetings lead you to the cliffs, which are steep and sharp. Yes, please do not fall. You drop to the shore. The drop to the shore is a perilous one. So much so that you have to wonder at how you were able to descend the cliffs the night prior to meet the mermaid. You're rather more determined than you ever realized. Though I, of course, could have told you that much. You're surprisingly capricious for such a small, slender human. You walk along the side of the cliffs, keeping a sensible distance away from the drop to the shore. You might have survived last night's excitement unscathed, but you do not fancy trying your luck. It would be so like you really, to avoid a drop to your death in the darkness, only to stumble during the morning's light and take an irreversible tumble. Well, that is very true. Very true. Your fortunes have never been the fairest. My eyes, it's bright. Your meanderings along the cliff reveal to you all manner of curious flora. You thought the night prior that the cliffs were weather blasted, but you can see now that your assumptions were incorrect. There are flowers here, very warm and bright, like the sun's light during the summertime. Or, you think, with a flush of pleasure, the fair hair of the mermaid, whom you are certain you spoke to last night. These flowers are so very like her hair, it is uncanny. You step towards the flowers, drawn towards them, and sink down to your knees. The tall grass brushes your ankles like a caress. The morning's dew wetting your skirt. Your clothes are getting damp, as are your legs, but you care not for this minor discomfort. What do you mean minor? That sounds terrible. You have just an idea. Why not make a gift for your new friend? Ooh, what about a flower crown? You are sure that she would appreciate it. Why would she not? She told you in a voice which was steeped with dolor that she had been feeling lonely. You want to see her again. And when you next see her, you would like to make her smile. It is with this thought in mind that you begin to pick the flowers which are growing upon the cliffside. These flowers do not have any thorns, and their delicate stems step easily enough between your fingers. You take care when plucking these flowers to leave a substantial amount of stem intact. You will need these stems so you might twine the flowers together. You mean to make your mermaid a diadem? Something she will be able to wear in her hair. Oh, okay. I was like, what is that? This tiara is certain to suit her. So it is meant to be a flower crown. Okay. She is so pretty. Anything would suit her. You continue to work, slow and steadfast, as the week's sun shines. It takes time, but you're eventually able to fashion something you're satisfied with. You only hope the mermaid will feel similarly, if, indeed, she really does exist. Carefully, you pocket your makeshift diadem, then decide to forage for some food. Ooh, what food though? You discover during your search some fruit trees, whose sweet burdens are enough to fortify your spirits, for the present, at least. It is fortunate, really, that you are so excited about your moonlit rendezvous with the mermaid. If you were less focused upon the future and dwelt more in the immediate present, you might have more of an appetite. The emptiness in your stomach assured, you return to the cottage, whereat you mean to wait for the setting of the sun. There is very little to do. You soon discover in the cottage, other than checking the cupboards and sweeping the floor, occupations, and I just went right past that. Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, occupants? Yeah, occupations. Which both feel depressingly pointless. There are no books to read either, with which you might pass your idle hours. What are we gonna do all day then? You do, however, busy yourself with trying to light a fire, so you might ward off the cold. Yes, must make fire. Also, does anyone know how to make a fire? Like, I know the idea of how to make it, but I've never actually like made a fire, like, you know, like in the wilderness or anything, because I don't like the wilderness. I don't like the wilderness, so that's the thing. But like, I know the idea of how to make it, but I've never actually done it. So yeah. The time is horribly slow in passing, in part because you have precious little to do, but also because you cannot stop thinking of the mermaid. Will she really return to the shore as she said she would? Can you truly trust her? Oh, you hope that you can. If she were not present at your designated meeting place, then you would die from disappointment. We we just met her. What do you mean? Are you sure we're not the Yandere? Cause the seconds continue to trickle by, unchecked by any hourglass as they do. The sun sinks beneath the horizon. One of your worries, however, that it might be too early to search for the mermaid. Will she be there yet? You sit there, your stomach tied up in anxious knots, and as you listen to the wind, which buffets your windows, you hear it. The sound is faint, but you recall it well from the night before. There's a single, solitary voice outdoors, tempest tossed amidst the rolling waves. The voice is a high, clear one. Silvery, if indeed voices can have colors, like a finely polished dinner plate in a noble woman's home. The voice belongs, of course, to the mermaid. Who else do you know with a voice as angelic as that? Relief begins to bubble up inside you. A relief so potent you feel dizzy from it. She did not abandon you after all. Why, you wonder? Did you ever think she would? She said she wanted to see you. Do you think that was a mere... Well, that does happen. And considering she wanted to see her friend, which we can assume is her love interest, but might be dead, question mark? I wonder if we picked go to the village, we would find out more, like, about that person. Buoyed, as if by a gentle breeze, you hurry to the door. With trembling fingers, they are trembling, I presume, from excitement rather than fear. You seize the handle, then turn it. Then you step out into the dark, inky night. You walk towards the cliffs, as you did the night prior, beneath the cover of the inky blue sky, the wind moaning fitfully with every step you take. Your souls still ache from your expedition the day prior, but you are able to ignore this discomfort. It seems irrelevant, really, when compared to the prospect of once again meeting the mermaid. You have known her for only one night, and she has come to mean more to you than your own well-being. What? Hold on. Wait. What? Are you sure we're not the Yandere? Okay, I keep thinking that we're the Yandere at this point. You would do anything for the mermaid if she asked it. Well, almost anything. You hurry down the sharp incline of the cliffs to the shore, almost stumbling in your scruffed brown shoes, which really were not built with rock climbing in mind. Yeah, I'm assuming they're like dress shoes. Considering she's supposedly in her uniform? Question mark? So frantic are you in your attempts to once again make the mermaid's acquaintance. You very nearly fall. Oh no falling! And it's a good thing that you still have enough sense about you to regain your footing. Otherwise, this tale would come to a premature ending. Okay, look, that's what I thought was gonna happen when they said go to the shore. I was like, oh, we're gonna fall in the cliffs, aren't we? I hope not. Please, no. Eventually, you make your way onto the shore. then approach the jagged outcrop of rock where you last saw the mermaid. Like the night prior, the mermaid is perched upon these rocks, her fair hair strewn about her shoulders. When she sees you from across the shore, she ceases her singing and her eyes light up. Or at least, they seem to. What? So did they or did they not? So you have returned to me, my hero, the mermaid says, and then, lightly, she giggles. Or perhaps should I say heroine? Her praise makes you blush. You do not feel worthy of it. Nobody has ever called you a heroine before. You do not even think of yourself as a heroine. If a story were made about you, you rather think you would be a supporting character, one without her own voice. You see, if I was just playing the game, yes, you wouldn't have a voice, but I'm giving you a voice. You're not interesting enough. No. Everyone's interesting in their own way. The mermaid seems to think you are, though. She is staring at you delightedly, as though you are the one person in the world she most wishes to speak to. The thought makes you tremble, but not as much as the mermaid's gaze. You tell the mermaid that you do not think you are so brave, but she dismisses your awkward remark with a laugh. I think you are. I thought the way you scaled those cliffs, I thought that was very heroic. Wait, she was out here. Oh, so she saw that, did she? Then did she see how you slipped down the cliffs, grazing your palms in the process, and how you very nearly fell? I can't rock climb anything. You have never been the most graceful of girls, but to have your failings exposed before a being as poised and perfect as the mermaid, it stings a bit more. In fact, the resultant gazes on your palms. Your clumsiness wrought you. You tell the mermaid that there was nothing so very heroic about all of that. You're simply excited, that is all, to see her again. You weren't thinking. Well, that makes two of us. I was so excited to see you again. She was. Naturally, I had a very good time speaking to you last night. I had hoped that we might resume our correspondence. That is why I came to the rocks a bit earlier than usual. I was waiting for you. Did you hear my song? Of course I heard it. That's why I came. Yes, you reply, with a nod of your head. You heard it all the way in the maiden cottage. I called out to you. That was a general idea. I was singing for you. Oh, she was singing a song for us. She was? You do not think that you are worthy of the mermaid's song, but if she does not mind dedicating her voice to you, then... Well, who else would I dedicate my voice to? There's nobody else to hear me. That is a good point, you suppose. Shyly, you look back at the mermaid. You thank her for her song. It was very beautiful. Then tell her, before you can lose your nerve, that you have prepared a present for her too. Oh, have you? Oh, have you really? You have. It is a small thing, nothing more than a silly trinket, but if it would not be too much of an imposition, then, with clumsy fingers, you reach into your pocket. For a few moments you fret that your near fall down the cliff might have damaged the delicate chain nestled within it, but your worries are in vain. The chain is surprisingly sturdy, given it was made with only a few flowers, and it has held firm against the odds. You handle the chain with great care. all the same. However, as you hold it out, presenting it for the mermaid's approbation, it was for the mermaid that you fashioned in this chain. You thought that it would look nice nestled in her hair. Even though it matches her hair, though, I feel like it needs like a contrasting color, but the thought is nice. You were pleased with the chain when first you made it, but after looking at the mermaid, you have begun to reconsider. Nah, look. It's fine, everything's fine. The mermaid's beauty is otherworldly, so much so it almost hurts to look at her. Your flower crown, by comparison, seems a very meager offering indeed. The longer you hold your gift out, the more unworthy it feels. You have half a mind. As the seconds elapse, and I read that too slowly. Time to go back. Boop. Snatch your silly, wholly unworthy gift back from the mermaid before she can judge you too harshly. But the mermaid's lips curve upwards into a smile, and in a voice so full of gratitude, it makes your heart throb, she says, "Oh my, did you make this for me?" "Oh, well, yes," you reply, still feeling a little flustered. "You saw these flowers earlier when you went for a walk, and they made you think of her." Not, you hasten to add, that you think her beauty is comparable to these flowers. They are far inferior when contrasted with her good looks. You simply thought. You're unable to get the rest of the sentence out, however, because the maid interrupts you, not rudely, but with something resembling compassion. Perhaps she pities you. She must be able to hear how your voice is trembling. Can she also see the way your hands tremor? Oh dear. A faint heart never won the hand of a fair maiden, you know. What happened to all your confidence? Well, you see, that is non-existent. I think that your gift is a wonderful one. I did not at all expect it, but it really is pretty. I can words. Hold on, let me reread it. I think that your gift is a wonderful one. I did not at all expect it, but it really is pretty. You look at your feet, too shy to meet the mermaid's gaze. Then you say, very quietly, that you are glad that she thinks so, but she does not need to spare your ego. You have precious little of it left as it is. The mermaid seems touched by your shyness. Perhaps she likes her prey to be self-conscious. Because she smiles. I thought you said prey, though. I am not simply saying things to spare your ego. I am not like that. Humans might sprout platitudes as easily as they breathe air, but I do not compliment others unless I truly mean it. Relatable. I like being as clearly honest as I can be. Because in reality, honesty is the best policy. Isn't it not the point of speech? To have an honest dialogue with one another. Yes, let's go. Honest dialogue, come on. If one party in a conversation is withholding their true intentions, then conversation is impossible. Playing games is a waste of time. A waste of my time. Particularly given my time above the surface is so very limited. Oh. You blush at this, more deeply still, and survey the mermaid beneath the full fringe of your eyelashes. Then she really does like it? Did I not just say that? You humans are so very funny. What with all your second guessing? She was like that too, in the beginning. She? My friend. The mermaid's answer is a simple one, but it makes your stomach clench regardless. Ah, yes, her friend. How could you have forgotten about her? She used to make me gifts too, you know. Gifts like this one. She would pick flowers on the cliffs over there where I could not tread. The mermaid gestures with one hand to the cliffs, which tower over the shore, tall and imposing, as though to stab the sky above. And she would fashion them into crowns like this one and bracelets. I was appreciative of her tokens, though she was similarly shy when first she presented them to me. She did not seem to think very much of her handiwork. You and her are remote. Well, I guess that's just a normal thing for most people, I feel. You and her are remarkably similar, really. There is no gully in the mermaid's voice, but her words have rather taken the wind out of your sails. Of course, the cowherd gave the mermaid gifts. Why would she not? The mermaid is beautiful. She is so beautiful, like a tutelary goddess. Like a tutelary goddess, she seems to invite tribute simply by existing. Were you more religious, or irreligious, maybe? You might even consider worshipping her. That's a bit much, but okay. Seriously, are we the Yandere? Because it seems like that's where we're going. Though in essence, is that not what you were doing with your flower crown? How silly of you to think your idea was an original one. I might be accustomed to gifts, but it has been a long time since any human has bequeathed me with anything. How long has it been? Oh yeah, since the other girl disappeared. Or stopped showing up. So, wonder how long it's been actually. The timeline's bothering me. This is a pleasant surprise. I am truly thankful for your kindness, dear one. The mermaid leans forward on her rock so as to pluck the circlet from your fingers. Let me drink some water. Her benevolent smile, all the while, is unwavering. And now that I look at your gift more closely, I rather think it is of far superior quality to the gifts my old friend once gave me. Now this is enough to make you start. If the touch of the mermaid's fingers upon your own was not, ooh la la. Could your silly gift really be better than those she once accepted? I think so. My friend's trinkets were all rather clumsy in execution, though I cherished them nonetheless. They were very precious to me. They did not last for very long, though. Not when I took them with me to my home beneath the ocean. The water soon rent the fragile links between the flower stems asunder. Aww, that sucks. Your dam, however, seems more sturdy, but it is, by the same token, very delicate. You must be very good with your hands. You don't say. Yes, I am very good with my hands. You think back, briefly, on your disastrous sewing lessons in the past, of your numerous failed attempts to thread your needle, while the other girls giggled at you, and you blush. Man, she went to a school for bullies, sheesh. You think the mermaid's praise might be a touch too effusive. You tell the mermaid as much, but she only laughs. I do not think so. Now. Aw, it's so pretty. Look it, it's so pretty. The mermaid places your floral trinket upon her head, over her long, fair hair, then surveys you in a manner which seems almost coquettish. What do you think? You think that the mermaid looks radiant, though that is less because of your gift and more because of her natural looks. You tell the mermaid this, though not in terms quite this glowing, and she giggles. You're selling yourself too short. I think your gift is lovely, really. The flowers rather match my hair. Yes, you answer, with a nod of your head. That is why you picked those flowers. She is all you have been able to think of. I'm glad that you have been thinking of me. I, in truth, have been thinking of you, though I did not wish to say as much. No? No, it would be embarrassing to confess to how much I have been looking forward to our reunion if you do not feel similar. If you do not feel similar. I do not care to pine for humans from afar. But if you care for me as much as I do, then it makes me feel less alone. But so you're not gonna be like, it gets so lonely here. Not anymore. You hasten to assure the mermaid, your face aflame. Do you ever stop blushing? Goodness gracious. I love this. Oh my god. That you do not care for her. Very much so. Wait, you do care for her? Don't. Hold on. Did I read that wrong? That you do care for her. Okay, I will say, I'm like, I feel like that I read that wrong. Okay. That you do care for her very much. I almost said it wrong again. Sheesh. You have not known her for very long, but she has certainly made an impression upon you. She is such an easy conversationalist. The time simply slips by when you are together. And it does not hurt, of course, that she is pretty. I have heard it, yes. I have said yes, that my looks are rather appealing. My old friend was similarly complimentary. I cannot blame you humans for being so taken with me, but my form is so very graceful. Your legs seem rather cucumbersome in comparison to my smooth, sleek tail. It must be very depressing to lumber about on land as you do, living your days beneath the harsh sun and the cool, unfeeling moon. Sometimes I rather think I pity you. But the surface is a good deal brighter than is beneath the ocean. I'll grant you that much. You agree with the mermaid, still feeling flushed, that there are some perks to having legs, an agreement with which the mermaid giggled. I am certain that there are, though you cannot explore the ocean's depths as I can. I presume you have never tried it. I mean, if I got some scuba gear. You shake your head no. You had never thought to do so, largely because you have never been so close to the sea before, not in all your life. You didn't have much opportunity or angelic exploration in the past. You were not allowed to go anywhere then, save to the local church. It was quite a lonely existence. Well now, that is a pity. You were kind enough to give me a gift, fashioned from flowers which grow where I cannot reach them, so perhaps I ought to return the favor. The favor? Yes, that is right. It would seem only fitting that I give to you something which can only be found in the ocean's depths. Perhaps we could look at it as a form of cultural exchange. Oh no, you protest, your eyes wide. You couldn't possibly put such a burden upon her. You did not give her a gift, after all, because you wanted to receive anything in return. Anything other than friendship, that is. Her conversation is more than enough to satisfy you. You do not need any physical presence on top of that. The mermaid does not seem convinced, however, by your naysaying. She raises one eyebrow. Even this gesture is performed elegantly, then says, "If my company is all it takes to satisfy you, then you are easy to please indeed. But please, do not rebuff me. I am offering because I wish to do this. Remember what I said. I do not say things for the sake of it." Well, you murmur, if she really doesn't mind. Of course I do not mind. Now, wait here. I'll wait there. I'll not be very long. It would be rude to abandon my new friend in the midst of a conversation. The mermaid turns her attention towards the clear, mirror-like water, which simmers beneath the moonlight. And then she dives. Her body arches elegantly through the air, her long, slender limbs cleaving through the surface of the water with nary a ripple. The mermaid's face is first submerged, then her torso, and at long last her tail. The water rushes forth to envelop her, as though it has been waiting for her. It submerges her. It swallows her. Then she disappears from view. The mermaid is gone, but you are still there. Well, now what are you to do? There's nothing that can be done, you suppose, save waiting. You stand there for several moments, watching the black water lap against the shore. The breeze howls mournfully, like a wounded animal, as it buffets your hair about your face and your torn skirt around your legs. You know, I feel like we should make a makeshift skirt, because our skirt right now is torn. Time elapses, but how much of it? While you stand there, fretfully, feeling as ostentatious as a maypole. When will the mermaid return? Will she ever return? You're starting to worry. Is that all you do? When? Look, over there, by the rocks upon which the mermaid once sat. The water is rippling. It looks as though your new friend has returned. Yay, you're back. Welcome back. The mermaid pulls herself onto the rocks, using a surprisingly amount of upper body strength, then smiles at you. Apologies for the wait. I hope I did not make you worry. You were worrying, but you're not half so honest as a mermaid. Mermaids might be spoken of as devious tricksters who lure sailors to their death, but they are in actuality very sincere. They are much more sincere than most humans. Perhaps that is why your kind fears them so. There are a few creatures who inhabit this world whose capacity for lying is greater than your own. You tell the mermaid that you are not worried, and she answers with a worried smile. I am not so sure about that. The mermaid is wilder than you are giving her credit for. She has seen right straight through you. Like an arrow. Stretched my arms a bit. Okay. Let me see how long this game is supposed to be. We can save it for next week, maybe. For the rest of it, at least. I might just be very slow at reading. Okay, so approximately 2-3 hours. Okay. For one route, I think. That's what it's saying. So I think we'll finish this part and then we'll save it for next time. But no matter. It took me some time, but I was finally able to retrieve for you a gift. I do not have the means to turn this into a pretty piece of jewelry, as you did with the flowers, but I wish to give it to you nonetheless. I do hope you like it. The mermaid leans forward and then holds her gift out towards you. Her slender fingers unfurl about it, like the petals of a flower being folded back, and... Ooh, a shell! Oh, what a pretty gift it is. There we go. The ocean. Man, as my voice dies. No! There we go. That's why I was like, my voice is dying, so. I was hoping that part of it would be voiced, but I'm reading all of it, so. I'm like slowly going through and drinking a ton of water. The ocean might be dark and deep, cold and unfeeling, but the same cannot be said for the object which glistens upon the mermaid's palm. Click back on this. There we go. She has fished from the depths of the water a beautiful shell, one which shimmers. Too fast. Press too fast. Oh no. No! Which shimmers prismatic colors beneath the moon's light, much like the scales on her tail. The shell is so very pretty and quite takes your breath away. You look at the shell worriedly, your teeth biting your lower lip. That's a bad habit, you know. You'll make yourself bleed. Indeed. Then ask the mermaid if this is really alright. Would a gift like this not be wasted on you? Of course not. I want you to have this shell because it makes me think of you. Why the shell? It does. How so? I thought it'd be obvious. The shell is a lovely find. As are you. Oh, you. Thanks. Oh. Did she just call you lovely? Surely you must have misheard her. You scarcely believe it. Oh, you can scarcely believe it. It is an awful lot for you to take in, but... Now, why are you gawping at me like that? The wind will change, you know, and then your face will be stuck like that, which would be quite the shame. You'd waste your good looks, which, for a maiden, such as yourself, would be nothing short of a tragedy. It seems as though the mermaid really does think you are pretty after all. The mermaid, with her smooth skin and her fair, fair hair. You can scarcely believe it. There's something almost laughable about the mermaid's compliments. How could she call you pretty when her looks are so immediately, obviously superior? Tongue-tied, you look at your feet. You do not know how to reply to the mermaid. You have half a mind to refute her words, to tell her that you are not that pretty, not really, but you fear that might look rude. You don't want to rebuff the mermaid's well wishes. There is nothing for it, then, but to take the shell which the mermaid retrieved from the ocean's depths for you. You do not think you are worthy of it, but neither do you want to refuse it. Now that is a surprise, the mermaid says, amused, as you reach for the shell. I did not think you would be bold enough to take it, not without more coaxing on my part. You have exceeded my expectations. What a good girl you are. Oh, she brought out the good girl. Yay! Your heart flutters with this praise, and it flutters all the more when your trembling fingers brush against the mermaid's palm. They're touching! She presses the shell into your skin, and your own fingers tighten about it. The shell is sharp and pointed, and it digs uncomfortably into your skin. It hurts. But there's pleasure and pain. Oh, alright, girly. You know what's up. This, too, feels like a gift from the mermaid. You don't want to spurn it. Even pain can be a precious thing, when dealt by one whom you care for. You never knew that before. You hold the shell to your heart, which is beating in a regular rhythm, and look at the mermaid. Then, very softly, you thank her. Isn't it quite alright? It seems only fair after you shared part of your world with me. I wish to share part of my world with you too. Humans cannot normally descend beneath the ocean's depths. And even if they do, they cannot remain there for very long. You're far too fragile. Would that I could. I would bring you with me to my I would bring you to my underwater kingdom, where we might be together. The mermaid's melodic voice trails away, suffused with something resembling melancholia. She sighs. Then she shakes her head and smiles. But this will have to do for the present. Please take care of that shell. Look at it from time to time and think of me. That makes me very happy indeed. The days pass following this nightly encounter with your aquatic acquaintance with an almost intolerable slowness. You endure the hours of sunlight as best you can by going for long, racing walks amidst the heather, foraging for berries and fruits among the hedgerows. You even, when you have mustered up enough courage, take an old fishing line uncovered in the fisherman's cottage and try your luck by the shore. Your initial attempts at angling are without success, but as the time passes, your proficiency in the art grows. Sometime after you take up your rod, you find you are able to catch the odd fish here and there. Small, scrawny things, mostly, but the meat goes a ways to bolstering your immediate diet. You teach yourself how to remove the scales and these saltwater fish that you have captured and how to gut them. You learn, too, how to cook them over a simple fire. Sometimes you skewer these fish of yours on spikes and roast them slowly, innards and all. You're able to sustain yourself well enough during the day, though the faint pains of hunger you experience never quite go away. Your physical discomfort, however, is secondary when compared to your desire to visit the mermaid. Your days might be dull and drab, but your nights, comparatively, are made of magic. It is only during the night that the mermaid emerges from beneath the waves, and when she does, you hurry to her side. You have never before had anybody who took so great an interest in you, not until you met the mermaid. That is why she has grown to mean so very much to you. She is the first friend you have ever had. But if you do not temper your obsession accordingly, I fear she may very well be your last. Oof. So we are the Yandere. Or maybe we're both Yanderes. I'm going to stop it there, though, because I feel like that's a nice spot to stop. So let's that was a choice. So I'll just save in the second one. It's okay. So we'll save there. And we'll continue next Tuesday, same time. Yeah, okay. And next Tuesday, same time, I think. That'll work. Schedule wise. So do I have an image for this? I swear I have an image. Where is my image? Hold on one sec. See if I can. My scruffy schedule. Here it is. Hopefully you can see it okay. But I forgot to add the other Friday one, but so for the rest of this month on this channel, we'll have some kind of spoopy game on Tuesdays at 11 a.m. EST. Woo! And then on Friday, I don't know if next Friday I'll be able to stream because I forgot I have some things and the a day to do. So I might either make that a morning stream or I might keep it the same time. It depends on what happens. But on Friday we're gonna do ASMR streams on the ASMR channel for the usual. I'm thinking next week I might do a VR chat one where we go through like creepy worlds though. So woo! spoopy ASMR. Just me screaming in your ear. I don't know if I consider that ASMR. It's just me screaming. I don't do jump scares very well, and VR chat is very it feels very real to me, so I'll probably scream a lot if I decide to do that. I haven't decided if I do want to do that yet. We will see. But for this Friday, at least, we're gonna have a little tea time, and while we just talk about whatever we want to that day. There's a lot of things that I do want to talk about, just random things that came up in the last like week or so. So, yeah, we have those. And then on Friday night of this week, it will be. I originally said 7, but I forgot that I have this new exercise regimen, so it would be 7:30. No, 8:30. 8:30 EST. PM EST. We're gonna be trying out Infinity Nikki Reunion because I got into the playtest and I was like, can we stream this? And they're like, yeah, you can stream. I was like, yeah, let's go. So I will stream it. We will enjoy it and see how it lasts and everything, because it's gonna be the type of playtest where like everything gets wiped after after it's over, which will be, it's over on the 25th, I believe is what they said. So I have a good like 2-ish weeks to play it and enjoy it. But we'll take a first look on it on Friday. Man, that is the schedule for this week. Yee. And I will see you all either Friday on the ASMR channel, or I'll see you Friday night on this one. But until then, have a good day, night, or whatever time zone is for you. And I will see you next time. Bye.